What is up, everybody? JT Dangerous here once again. I am back for my Week 7 college football predictions. Now, with Week 6 in the books, we are now into Week 7 of the college football season. So I'm very excited to do these predictions for you guys, and I hope you guys do enjoy. Now, our record coming into Week 7 after a pretty average Week 6, we went 7-5. So our overall record coming in is 40-24. So we're coming in hot. We haven't had a losing record since Week 2, and I'm looking to keep it that way. So hopefully in this video, we will continue the winning ways. We're on a 4-week winning streak. Hopefully in this video, we're going to make it 5. Now, we got some big-time videos coming up on the channel today and hopefully this week. So, hopefully you guys will be able to watch all of these videos. As always, show your support by watching those videos, super kicking those like buttons, and hitting that notification bell, and commenting your picks, your opinions, and representing your college football team in the comments section down below. Now, if this is your first time watching my channel, as a first-time viewer, and this is your first video, boy, you picked a good one if you're a huge college football fan like myself and you're ready for Week 7 of the college football season. Welcome to the Dangerous Lions. I am JT Dangerously. Welcome to the club, because this club, thanks to each and every one of you, is now 400 subscribers strong and growing. Is to whoop whoop again. Thank you guys so very much. Now, other than that, let's get right into these Week 7 predictions. Starting off with the first matchup, it is a huge SEC showdown featuring the Georgia Bulldogs heading to Death Valley to face the LSU Tigers. Now, this is the 31st meeting between the Bulldogs and the Tigers. LSU leads the all-time series 16-13. Georgia won the last meeting all the way back in 2013, and LSU is looking to defeat Georgia for the first time since 2011. Now, both teams are coming off very different Week 6s. Georgia's coming off a blowout win over Vanderbilt on Saturday, coming in at a perfect 6-0. And LSU's coming off a loss on the road to the Florida Gators on Saturday, coming in at 5-1. Now, this matchup is big, especially in the SEC, with Alabama still the best team in the SEC, and coming from me, Georgia is the second best team in the SEC. This matchup will tell us which one of these teams is going to be the front runner to beat Alabama, or could be the team that loses to Alabama in the SEC championship. But this is a big matchup, especially for Georgia to keep their undefeated streak alive, to keep up with Alabama at number 1, with Jake Fromm from State Farm getting it done, and Kirby Smart getting it done as well. This Georgia team is very confident, and I got a good feeling they will win the SEC East once again, because really there's not really a lot of competition in the SEC East other than Florida. Then on the other side, you have LSU coming off that loss to Florida on Saturday. I guess LSU looked ahead to this game instead of paying attention to the game they were in on Saturday, and they paid for it. They're coming in 5-1. This could have been the battle of the undefeateds in the SEC, but thanks to LSU looking ahead, it definitely cost that. So coming from me, in this SEC showdown that definitely could be at College Game Day this Saturday, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised they will be at Baton Rouge. I'm going to go with Jake Fromm from State Farm and the Georgia Bulldogs to defeat the LSU Tigers in a close one. And now the next matchup, a huge matchup in the Big Ten East featuring the Michigan State Spartans heading to Happy Valley to face the Penn State Nittany Lions. Now, this is the 33rd meeting between Sparty and Penn State. Michigan State leads the all-time series 16-15-1. Sparty won the last meeting last year, and Penn State is looking to defeat Michigan State for the first time in 2 years. Now, both teams are coming off very different Week 6s. Sparty is coming off their loss at home to 1-3 Northwestern on Saturday, coming in at 3-2, and Penn State's coming off a bye in Week 6, and they're coming in 4-1 and pissed. Now, starting off with Michigan State, that loss to Northwestern on Saturday did not help their cause in the Big Ten East, because with Michigan coming up next week for Michigan State, this game is big. This game is big time, because if they go in at 3-3 to Michigan, it's not going to be a pretty sight. And Mike D'Antoni is definitely, his seat just got a lot hotter, losing to 1-3 Northwestern. Definitely not good. And now they got to go to Happy Valley. They got to go to that whiteout in Penn State. Good luck, because they're going to need it. Then on the other side, you have Penn State coming off that heartbreaking loss to Ohio State in Week 5, and just one of the maybe the dumbest coaching calls you'll ever see. On 4th down, they went for a run play instead of just going for it, and they're coming in pissed. They're coming in pissed that they lost that game to Ohio State, even though they had that game in the bag. and they just let that game get away from them and lost the game. So you know this Penn State team is going to be pissed. So coming from me in this huge Big Ten East showdown, man, I don't know if Sparty is going to keep up with this Penn State team with Trace McSorley and Miles Sanders. This could be a legit whiteout for Sparty. So coming from me, I am taking Trace McSorley and the Penn State Nittany Lions to defeat the Michigan State Spartans. And now the next matchup, it is a huge ACC Coastal matchup pitting the Duke Blue Devils heading to Georgia Tech to face the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Now this is the 86th meeting between Duke and Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech leads the all-time series 51-33-1. Duke won the last meeting last year, and Georgia Tech is looking to defeat Duke for the first time in 2 years. Now, both teams are coming off very different Week 6s. Duke coming in after their bye in Week 6, and they're coming in at 4-1. Georgia Tech, on the other hand, got a big win over Louisville on Friday, and they're coming in at 3-3. Now, this game is definitely big in the Coastal. With Miami being the best team in the Coastal, we're going to see which one of these teams is going to be a threat or going to be a spoiler. Now, Duke is coming off that loss to Virginia Tech last week, and they're looking to get a big ACC win here. Same deal with Georgia Tech. They got a big win. Looks like it was a blowout win against Louisville on Friday, and they're looking to get a big win over a legit threat in the ACC Coastal. So coming from me in this ACC Coastal showdown, man, I'm going to go with the Duke Blue Devils to defeat the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets in a close one. And now the next matchup, it is another big Big Ten showdown pitting the Wisconsin Badgers heading to the Big House in Ann Arbor to face the Michigan Wolverines. Now this is the 67th meeting between Wisconsin and Michigan. Michigan leads the all-time series 15-1. Wisconsin won the last meeting last year, and Michigan's looking to defeat Wisconsin for the first time in 2 years. Now, both teams are coming out big wins against their rival Big Ten Conference opponents. Wisconsin coming in defeating winless Nebraska. Scott Frost, man, I wonder if he's regretting going to Lincoln. And Wisconsin's coming in at 4-1. Michigan's coming off a big win over Maryland on Saturday. They're coming in at 5-1. Now, this is a big game in the Big Ten Conference. You thought that Penn State-Michigan State game was big. This one's even big. This one's maybe the biggest because with Ohio State continuing to win, these two teams could definitely be the teams that could knock off the Buckeyes from either from in the regular season or in the championship, Big Ten championship, or even in the postseason if they meet each other. But this is a big game with Wisconsin, with Jonathan Taylor and Honeybrook. This Wisconsin team is dangerous. Their only loss was to BYU, and Michigan's only loss was to Notre Dame. And since then, they have been killing it. And this is a big matchup for Jim Harbaugh. Like I said throughout this whole year, Jim Harbaugh is on the hot seat. If he doesn't start winning these big time games in the Big Ten, his job is going to be he's going to be excommunicated in Michigan. And with Michigan State next week for the battle for the Paul Bunyan Axe, this one's going to be these couple Michigan games are going to be big time important for Harbaugh. And with Shea Patterson throwing that ball like he knows what, like throwing that ball like a champ, he's looking to get another big game here, but it's not going to be easy. So coming from me in this huge Big Ten showdown, man, this one's tough. This one's going to be close. But coming from me, winning in Ann Arbor is not easy. So coming from me, I am taking Shea Patterson and the Michigan Wolverines to defeat the Wisconsin Badgers in a really, really close one. And now the next matchup. It is a SEC showdown featuring the Missouri Tigers heading to Tuscaloosa to face the #1 team in the nation, the Alabama Crimson Tide. Now, both teams are coming off very different Week 6s. Missouri's coming off their heartbreaking loss to South Carolina on Saturday. They're coming in at 3-2. And Alabama's coming off their blowout win. What else is new? Against Arkansas on Saturday. They're coming in a perfect 6-0. Now, Missouri has given a couple teams some interesting matches in the SEC, but this is going to be their toughest. And I don't remember Missouri ever beating Alabama in the regular season, and this season does not look like it's going to happen either. Then you got Alabama, who's coming in like almost looks like they're unstoppable. They putting up putting up like 40-plus points against their opponents. Tua's having a monster game as quarterback. Nick Saban getting it done again. And this Bama team, I'm still saying, I don't know if any team is going to beat them this season. I still think Georgia's the one team that can do it. Maybe LSU, but trying to stop Bama is like trying to stop a ball of butcher knives. You know you're going to get cut to ribbons. So coming from me in this SEC showdown this week, can Missouri keep up with Alabama? I do not think so, and this could be really bad. So coming from me in this matchup, I am taking the Alabama Crimson Tide to defeat the Missouri Tigers. And now the next matchup. It is a huge ACC Coastal matchup pitting the Miami Hurricanes heading to Charleston to face the Virginia Cavaliers. Now the U is coming off a huge win, come from behind win over Florida State on Saturday. I know a Miami Hurricanes subscriber, Eric Birch, was definitely sweating bullets for that game, and they're coming in 5-1 and top in the ACC Coastal. And on the other side, you have the Virginia Cavaliers coming off a bye in Week 6, and they're coming in at 3-2. Now, knowing this Coastal Division, it's really down to two teams right now. The U and Duke. Those are the two best teams in the Coastal Division. Third A is maybe Virginia Tech and Pittsburgh. But Miami is looking to once again repeat as ACC Coastal champion. They're looking to do what they couldn't do last year, win the ACC title, and with Takasi Perry as their quarterback with 4 clutch touchdowns when they were down 21-7. This Miami Hurricanes team is looking to have another magical season like they did last year. And with Kirby Smart running the show, this team can definitely, with Mark Richt running the show, this definitely can do it. And that turnover chain, it's in full effect for sure in Miami. The only other side of the Virginia Cavaliers looking to get a big Coastal Conference win over the Miami Hurricanes. Not going to be easy though, but they're at home and they've shown that they can take on any ACC team and give them a fight. So coming from me in this ACC Coastal Showdown, I'm going to take the U to defeat the Virginia Cavaliers. And now the next matchup. It is a huge Pac-12 North showdown featuring the Washington Huskies heading to Eugene to face the Oregon Ducks. Now this is the 111th meeting between the Huskies and the Ducks. Washington leads the all-time series 60-45-5. Washington has won the last 2 meetings against Oregon, and Oregon is looking to defeat the Huskies for the first time in 3 years. Now, both teams are coming off very different Week 6s. Washington's coming off a win over the winless UCLA Bruins. Chip Kelly's having another shit season. There's nothing new about that. And the Oregon Ducks are coming off a bye in Week 6, and they're coming in at 4-1. Now, this game is big. This game is big in the Pac-12 North with Stanford and Washington State getting better. This is definitely who's going to be on top of the Pac-12 North, because with Stanford beating Oregon right now, Stanford's is right up there. One of these teams is going to be the threat in the Pac-12 North. Now, the Huskies with Jake Browning is doing a fantastic job. Doug Peterson's doing a fantastic job. I should know. He was the coach for my Boise State Broncos, and he got him to new heights, and he's doing a fantastic job in Washington. And I would not be surprised. And they are, coming from me, the best team in the Pac-12 North. The only other side, you have the Oregon Ducks coming off that heartbreaking loss to Stanford last week against at home in Eugene. College Game Day was in Eugene for that game, and they just fell apart. Their team just fell apart. They were up big in that game, and they just fell apart. Turnovers cost them. A couple penalties that should have been penalties definitely cost them. And so this Ducks team is pissed. They're coming in, and they're looking to looking to knock off the Washington Huskies from the top of the leaderboard in the Pac-12 North. So coming from me in this Pac-12 North showdown, this one's tough. Playing at Eugene is not easy, that is for sure. So coming from me, I'm going to take Kevin Hubert and the Oregon Ducks to defeat the Washington Huskies. And now the next matchup. It is another SEC showdown featuring the Tennessee Volunteers heading to Jordan-Hare to face the Auburn Tigers. Now this is the 53rd meeting between Tennessee and Auburn. Auburn leads the all-time series 28-21-3. Auburn has won the last 6 meetings against Tennessee, and Tennessee is looking to defeat Auburn for the first time since 1999. And they're looking to defeat Auburn at Jordan-Hare for the first time since 1998. And if I remember it right, that was the years Peyton Manning was at Tennessee, and that's when they were actually relevant. Now, both teams are coming off very different Week 6s. Tennessee's coming off a bye in Week 6. They're coming in at 2-3. And Auburn's coming in after their loss on the road to the Mississippi State Bulldogs on Saturday, coming in at 4-2. Now, with Tennessee, it's different years, same situation. They're still not good. Rocky Top is once again hitting rock bottom, and they're just looking to get a big conference win here. The only other side, you have the Auburn Tigers coming off their loss to Mississippi State on Saturday, and they're back at home, and they're looking to rebound, because that loss to Mississippi State definitely hurt them. Because with Bama continuing to win and Texas A&M getting a big win over Kentucky on Saturday, Auburn is just trying to stay right up there with Alabama and maybe make the Iron Bowl a little bit more interesting. So coming from me in this SEC showdown, playing at Jordan-Hare is like playing in Death Valley, playing at Tuscaloosa, playing at the Swamp, playing at College Station. Loud and not easy to win at. So coming from me in this match, I am taking the Auburn Tigers to rebound and bounce back and defeat the Tennessee Volunteers. War Eagle! And now the next matchup, it is a Big Ten showdown featuring the Ohio State Buckeyes heading to Minneapolis to face the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Now both teams are coming off different Week 6's results. Ohio State's coming off a big win over Indiana on Saturday, coming in at a perfect 6-0. And Minnesota's coming off their loss to the Iowa Hawkeyes on Saturday, coming in at 3-2. Now, this is almost the same matchup we were talking about with Alabama and Missouri. Ohio State's been on fire with Urban Meyer back coaching and Dwayne Haskins with over 6 touchdowns in that game against Indiana. And right now, Ohio State is the best team in the Big Ten East. And I only see a few teams beating them, especially in this conference. I could see Michigan beating them. Penn State could have beaten them, but they didn't. And I could see Wisconsin beating them. But Ohio State's looking to have another monster year this year. They're looking to make it to the college football playoff undefeated and win the Big Ten championship. The only other side of the Minnesota Golden Gophers coming in at 3-2. They're getting better each and every season, but it's not easy, especially in the Big Ten West, when you got teams like Wisconsin, like Iowa getting better and better, Nebraska falling even more. Minnesota can still make a difference and maybe get bowl eligible. So coming from me in this Big Ten showdown, I got to go with Dwayne Haskins and the Ohio State Buckeyes to defeat the Minnesota Golden Gophers. OHIO. And now the next matchup. It is a huge Big 12 conference battle featuring the Baylor Bears heading to Austin to face the Texas Longhorns. Now this is the 108th meeting between Baylor and Texas. Texas leads the all-time series 77-26-4. Texas has won the last 3 meetings against Baylor, and Baylor's looking to defeat Texas for the first time in 4 years. Now, both teams are coming off big wins over Big 12 conference rivals. Baylor defeating Kansas State on Saturday, coming in at 4-2. And Texas coming off the biggest win of their season this year, defeating my Oklahoma Sooners on Saturday, coming in at 5-1. Now, this Big 12 conference is looking to be maybe the most intriguing conference this season, with almost at least 4 out of these 5 teams in the race. West Virginia, Texas Tech, Oklahoma, Baylor, and Texas. This Big 12 conference this year is going to be really interesting to see who's going to win it. Now, Baylor hasn't been really good lately. I mean, they are coming in 4-2, but they haven't been a legit threat in the Big 12 since RG3 was there. And we know how that ended for the Baylor Bears with the whole scandal and all that. The only other side, you have the Texas Longhorns coming off their biggest win of the year. I can't deny that. They got it done. They beat my Sooners in the Red River rivalry. And I can't hate on them because they were the better team. They were up throughout that game. We tried to come back, but Texas put their foot down and won by a last-second field goal. So I can't hate. I'm happy Texas is officially back. They're a win away from being bowl eligible. But I think bowl eligible is one thing. Winning the Big 12 championship would be even bigger because they haven't won the Big 12 championship since 2009. And that was the last time they made it to the national title game against Alabama. So Can Texas stop Oklahoma from winning 4 Big 12 championships in a row? That's the biggest question. They beat Oklahoma in the Red River rivalry on Saturday, but now can they win the Big 12 conference? So coming from me in this huge Big 12 showdown, I'm going to go with the Texas Longhorns to get a big win at home and defeat the Baylor Bears. Hook 'em. And now the next matchup, pitting the Pittsburgh Panthers heading to South Bend to face the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. Now this is the 70th meeting between Pitt and Notre Dame. Notre Dame leads the all-time series 47-21-1. Notre Dame's last win over Pittsburgh, you got to go all the way back to 2015. And Pittsburgh's last win over Notre Dame, you got to go all the way back to 2013. Now, both teams are coming off big wins on Saturday. Pittsburgh defeating Syracuse in a overtime thriller, coming in at 3-3. And Notre Dame coming off their big win on the road over Virginia Tech on Saturday, coming in a perfect 5-0. Now, Pittsburgh has been known to get big upsets against undefeated teams. We saw that at Miami last year, and Pittsburgh can definitely do it again here with Pat Narduzzi getting it done as coaching. This is a big game for Pittsburgh to get a signature win. Signature win last year was to Miami, and now they're looking to get a signature win against Notre Dame. The only other side, you have the Notre Dame Fighting Irish coming off their big win over Virginia Tech. They look good. This team is one win away from bowl eligibility, and they are still in the hunt to maybe be on the college football top 4. With Brian Kelly getting it done, Ian Book, their quarterback, getting it done. Winbush is on the bench, which is definitely helping the Fighting Irish throughout the season, and Notre Dame is looking to continue their undefeated record going in. So coming from me, in this matchup, Pittsburgh playing at South Bend, not going to be easy to win. So coming from me in this matchup, I'm taking the Notre Dame Fighting Irish to defeat the Pitt Panthers. And now the next matchup, it is another Big 12 conference battle featuring the undefeated West Virginia Mountaineers heading to Ames to face the Iowa State Cyclones. Now, both teams are coming off big wins in the Big 12 conference. West Virginia coming off their win over Kansas on Saturday, coming in a perfect 5-0. And Iowa State's coming off a big win over Oklahoma State, and they're coming in 2-3. Now, right now, West Virginia is leading in the Big 12 conference. They're undefeated in conference play, and they're looking to continue the winning ways. Will Grier had another big-time game, but they nearly lost to Kansas. They won the game, but they nearly lost that game. So Will Grier, only way they can win this Big 12 conference is that they cannot make mistakes. And winning the Big 12 is not easy, for sure, this season. That is for sure. The only years that you have the Iowa State Cyclones, I almost call them the Iowa Hawkeyes there. The Iowa State Cyclones coming off a huge win over Oklahoma State, and they're looking to become that team we saw last year. The team that nobody saw coming and actually be a threat in the Big 12. Their season has not been going their way, but a win over West Virginia would definitely put them right up there as a threat. So coming from me in this Big 12 showdown, I'm going to take Will Grier and the undefeated West Virginia Mountaineers to defeat the Iowa State Cyclones. And now the next matchup, the final matchup of Week 7. It is an American Athletic Conference showdown featuring the undefeated UCF Knights heading to the Liberty Bowl to face the Memphis Tigers. Now, we all remember what happened last year in December between these two in the American Athletic Conference title game, in which UCF won in double overtime to finish the regular season undefeated and go on to finish the year undefeated. And that was also Scott Frost's last coaching game for UCF before he went to Lincoln. I wonder if he's regretting that decision. But both teams are coming off big wins in Week 6. UCF coming off a big win over SMU. They're coming in 5-0, and Memphis is coming off a big win over UConn, and they're coming in at 4-2. Now, this one's going to be a good one. That matchup last December was amazing. That was maybe my favorite conference title game in December because of how back and forth it was. Shootout. No defense, a lot of offense. Mackenzie Milton had a big-time game for UCF, and they got Scott Frost's last win as a head coach before he left. But this UCF team is doing pretty well without him. I mean, like I said, I wonder if he's regretting going to Lincoln and not staying in Central Florida. But Central Florida is doing well without them. They're undefeated. They haven't lost a game in, I think, 2 years. They were undefeated last year, and they're undefeated this year. So they haven't lost a game since 2016. So coming from me in this final matchup of Week 7, ooh, man, this one's going to be tough. I guarantee there's not going to be no defense in this game. This is going to be a complete shootout, back and forth, until somebody finally loses. So coming from me, I am taking the UCF Knights to defeat the Memphis Tigers. And those are my Week 7 college football predictions. I want to thank you guys so very much for watching this video today. Comment below, who do you have winning all the matchups in Week 7? Let me know who you have. Who is your upset picks? Who do you see? Do you see any trap games happening in Week 7? And as always, represent your college football team in the comment section below. As always, let's have a conversation about it. Of course, I'm always on to see your comment, like it, and of course, reply right back to you, because comments are absolutely always welcome on this channel. And I do want to thank you guys so very much for watching this video today. Now, before you guys go, you guys can never forget to do this. That like button, comment, share with friends. Of course, super kick that like button like only you guys can. Of course, you can never forget to do this as well. That subscribe button, become part of this bigger and dangerous Alliance. And I will see you guys later today for my Week 6 NFL predictions. Later days, guys, and peace.